grand final and also the third place match that did happen before the grand final, because I know a lot of people will say that it doesn't matter and that nobody's going to remember it. Well, I care. When it comes to third place matches, I do care. It's the same thing with the England versus France third place match. Everybody said that it was going to be a terrible match. It's a terrible idea. Nobody's going to remember who came third and fourth. Well, I do, because it's important. Not only is it important because you remember who actually finished top three on the podium, but there's extra money. So you would be stupid to not play at 100%, which Onic ID completely played at 100%, by the way. Um, so yeah, congrats to Onic ID for finishing third, back to back years, by the way, where this team finishes third place at MSC. It's kind of crazy. Last year they finished third. Sorry, last year they finished fourth. I'm confused. I'm getting confused because Kelro was on Onic Philippines, guys. I'm getting confused because Kelro was on Onic Philippines. Onic ID finished fourth last year, and they finished third this year. So next year, who knows? They might finish second or first. Um, they're getting better every year. But overall, I'm not gonna look at this loss and be like, yeah, like Falcons are pathetic. Falcons did lose a lot of series this MSC. They lost three, I believe. One in the group stage, one in the knockouts, and then today. So they've lost multiple times. I don't think it's been the best tournament for Falcons. This is definitely not the best version of Falcons, but I also don't think it's a complete embarrassment. I know a lot of people think Philippines is some untouchable region, but guys, the field has caught up. There's a lot of regions that can be on the level, if not be higher than Philippines, right? Like Team Liquid, the defending champions of the Philippines, didn't even make the knockouts. So what leads you to believe the second team has to win it? No, that's not how it works. Like Falcons had a good tournament. They finished top four. They barely lost to YG, who went all the way to game seven against Team Spirit. There's no shame in losing. Falcons are still a really, really good team. I will probably have them as favorites. Who knows? Stay tuned for my MPL PH prediction videos coming. I'm gonna be doing a bunch of Filipino content, guys, because it's almost the World Championship. Well, it's not almost, but two more tournaments essentially until the World Championship. We have domestic leagues, and then we have the World Championship coming up soon. So time flies. I'm gonna be doing a bunch of content, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, but Onic ID, man, they looked really, really good this tournament. I really do think this is a team that can win the big trophies, right? Like this is a team. They got destroyed by Team Spirit, but looking back at it, Team Spirit was on a different level, guys. I don't think Team Spirit would beat any team. Didn't matter if they played at night, morning, if they played 5, 10 times. I feel like Team Spirit would have beaten every single team on planet Earth because they just perfected the meta and they deserve it. So there's no shame in losing if you're Onic ID. I thought the third place match was going to be insanely close because I think both of these teams coming into this match were relative in skill level. But I'm not gonna sit here and say I think Falcons were 100% trying. I think when you get when you lose in a game five, that can be very detrimental to the mental. And I think that I'm not saying Falcons cannot recover from these losses, but Falcons were expected to make the final, and the fact that they didn't, the fact that a team that in their eyes are inferior to them beat them, I think that completely messed them up. So coming into a match where there's not much on the line besides essentially money, they didn't look as sharp. But I don't want that to be the excuse because I think you have to play for pride. It's still Indonesia versus Onic. Sorry, it's still Indonesia versus Philippines at the end of the day. You have to play with pride. I'm not saying Falcons didn't try at all, but from the gameplay, every game was a stomp. Because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch every single game in its entirety because when I woke up, the grand final was already happening, and obviously I wanted to watch that live. And the third place match isn't as important as the final, so I just skipped ahead. But I went back, I skimmed through it, and it looked like every single game was just kind of domination essentially from Onic ID. So congrats to them. They deserved it. They're the third best team in the world. A lot of people thought they were going to win the championship. I never thought that. I think that Onyx still have quite a bit. Like they still need to improve. They need to make minor adjustments to win championships at the international level. But this is a team that has a winning formula. Kelra is a walk-in top three, top four. No matter where he goes, he's always going to be successful. He's always going to make the most out of anything he has. Um, so yeah, great tournament from Onyx and Falcons top four. Nothing to be ashamed of. As I said, going into MPL Philippines season 18, it's going to be a team to fear, man. It's going to be a team to fear. All right, the grand final. Where do I start? Where do I start with the grand final, guys? This was one of the best grand finals ever. The first final ever where we have two non-Asian teams, two South Asian teams going at it. Like Myanmar is obviously Asia, but I'm talking about Team Spirit from Russia. It was just such a good final. And I was really scared after 3-1 when Team Spirit went up 3-1. I was like, no, we're gonna get a stomp. But I'm so glad YG brought it back, guys. YG completely destroyed Team Spirit in those last couple games, by the way. They cooked with those drafts. YG lost, but I gotta say, they're so unique. They're the most unique team in the world, in my opinion, just because of how they draft. They play Eudora, like they play the most incredibly weird styles, and it pays off. So yeah, Team Spirit won. I'm not surprised, guys. When Team Spirit won, a lot of times I'm like shocked by results, but this one didn't surprise me. Team Spirit is an incredible team. They deserve this. This has been a team that's been knocking on the door for such a long time, guys. And guys, teams that build a foundation, teams that always stick to their roots, teams that have a core that's always there. Sunset Lover and Sao in this case. If they stick together, anything can happen, bro. They had a winning formula. They made top three, top four at multiple internationals. Eventually, they were gonna break the limit. It's the same thing with Aurora at M7. They were making finals consistently. They just couldn't win it, and they won on the international stage. Same thing with Onyx Philippines. They couldn't win a trophy. They won it. Same thing with Onyx ID. Like teams that have built up winning foundations can win in the end. And for Team Spirit, this is a team that can win MA. This team is very, very good. They're very well coached. They have an incredible young core of good players, and they're just going to keep getting better and better, which is scary for these other teams. As for YG, this team is very, very good. They're the second best team in the world. I repeat, a team from Myanmar is the second best team in the world. There's no shame in losing. Even though it sucks, it must feel terrible that they lost in game seven. Granted, I think that they lost in game seven just due to the draft. I think the draft was completely terrible, but I don't want to like flame or say anything negative because we just witnessed one of the greatest Mobile Legends tournaments of all time. I mean, this was such a great tournament. But man, that game seven draft, I just wonder what would have happened if they didn't pick the Suyo. Guy Suyo is not a good hero. And I've said this for a while. People are like, why don't you like Suyo? Guys, Suyo is somewhat effective early game. If you don't snowball with Suyo, his fall off compared to other junglers mid to late game is just insane. He does nothing essentially. He's more of a detriment to his team than a positive. So I don't know why they picked Suyo. It was so random too because Suyo hasn't been picked that much this season, let alone this tournament. So it was kind of like a random curveball. They were hoping it was like a pocket pick, I guess, but it didn't work. But yeah, well, Team Spirit wins. Crazy, crazy tournament. I mean, nobody like. I know there's gonna be somebody like in the comments saying, "Oh, like I predicted this." Like, no, you didn't. Shut up. Like, nobody predicted this. Nobody could have predicted this. Like, this is the most unexpected tournament ever. It is, bro. It's ever because SRG and Team Liquid didn't make it to the knockouts. Onyx didn't win, which was like the third favorite. Falcons didn't make the final. YG Teams make the final. Aurora looked like the best team in the world. Vitality took the world by storm. Like every single team had a storyline. E7 beating Team Liquid Philippines. Falcons Mena looked really, really good. Like everything, every match was just so good. Every storyline was so intriguing. This is what Mobile Legends needs going forward. We need more stories like this. Guys, this is healthy for the esport. This is going to make Mobile Legends become the biggest esport in the world if it's not already. But when people say stuff like, oh, Philippines and ID didn't win, there's something wrong. you're a dumbass. You should want the underdogs to win. Why do you want to see the same teams win? Why do you want to see Aurora win another world championship? Why do you want to see Team Liquid keep winning domestically? Why do you want to see Onyx ID farm the Indonesian league? You should want to see change. You should want to see different results, different outcomes, because that's what Mobile Legends